Two-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neal Rhul. Sit back and relax. It's time for your daily dose of Big D energy.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Big D Energy.
Big D!
Right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neal Rhul. That guy is D-Mac, Darren McCarty. Big Mike Golfer here in the house as well, BMG. On the audio side of things, Spencer Raxter driving the ship. I'm the captain, but he drives it, I guess you could say. You don't get anywhere without the guy driving.
It's in the engine room.
He's in the engine room.
Yeah, you don't see him that much.
Yeah, he's shoveling the coal.
Shoveling the coal.
Now, shut up, Spencer, and get down there and shovel that coal. Right. Spencer Raxter, our guy, is here in the house. All of you in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread, subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Like over 50,000 have done so far. Huh. That's pretty good for a digital sports talk outlet, I was told. But here we are anyway, though, guys. Lions, Packers, tomorrow. I'm starting to get the feel. People are revving up the engines again. There's Chiefs vibes to this one, it feels like.
As far as, Thursday night game, check. You know, it had the similarities. No, I think you're going in just like you were going into Arrowhead at the beginning of the year, a statement game. This is a statement game. You know, a lot of the thing that I look back on is that what they did at the last game of the year last year in Lambo. So that's fresh in their minds. It's fresh in a lot of their minds to go in and do the same thing. So it's not a fact of can we win there. We know we can win there. We just got to go out and execute. And I think, you know, the excitement level is coming, but it's not out of hand, right?
I feel that. Wait, check back tomorrow.
See, I'm cautious. See, I think people are waiting to see what the injury list, you know, obviously with Dan Campbell saying yesterday that David Montgomery and Taylor Decker were, you know, closest to coming back. I think people are waiting to see that. We really need somebody on the offensive line, you know, to step up if it's Decker. That makes it obviously more solid. But I think people are excited because it's almost the expectation like it was against Kansas City that we have a shot to win. This is even bigger, right? So that's why I think that the game that they played at home and the win against Atlanta was huge to get us in this spot, right? Into this spot of feeling, okay, yeah, this is our team again. And I think that it's the same attitude, like you said, going into week one.
Absolutely.
We're going to win.
Absolutely. And we are going to take a look at everything that is involved in and around it. We'll touch on some college football as well. The Red Wings back and playing. They get a 4-3 win yesterday. And D-Mac, look, I sent out a tweet yesterday after the game. Alex DeBrincat, 2 power play points, 2 power play goals. Check and check. I'll see you when the season starts. Right? No, I mean, for real. Real. And Mike and I were talking before, but just, you know, Gossosphere. You know, where the power play looked, and it's the first exhibition game, it looked the power play. Now, take it for what it is, but those are the type of things, the type of efforts. I was going through, you know, the tweeter machine. I mean, it was like 10 different guys had points. You know what I mean? So spread around. And, yeah, I mean, it was a great game. I was happy. It was great to see Ras get on the board, but it was great to see Michael Rasmussen back in the line. That's my your
guy,
man.
He's sort of, to me, he's the glue, right? And it's proven when we lost him at the end of the year.
Yeah, I mean, D-Mac, too, like, if Rasmussen works, then it all works.
Yeah, because
you know what I'm saying?
It's the ability for him to play wing, to play center, to be that big body.
And if he's good, your team is going to be good.
If he's good, that makes everybody else that much better. And then,
I feel you.
You know, and then let's not shy away from when an 18-year-old steps in the lineup as a first-rounder, scores the first exhibition goal, and doesn't look out of place, and talking Nate Danielson. So, yeah, it was I think for everybody in attendance, it was exciting. It was entertaining. It's always nice to see the boys put the puck in the net, but especially because that's what's been imperative. What I'm going to preach all year long is that power play is going to be the bread and butter of this team, and they proved it last night.
No, absolutely. And look, like I'm not saying the job's finished or anything like that. There were if we're going to celebrate that, then I did see some similarities to last year. They score, they give up a goal. Yeah. They score, they give up a goal. They score. I mean, effing instantly. Like So, if we're going to sit here and get hype and everything like that, you still have to take a look at the thing in totality. Did not like that. But the main acquisition, the main bread and butter, the thing I kind of pounded the table for, the thing I willed into existence personally, the thing I hit up Steve Yzerman for over a glass of wine and bourbon and said, Stevie, we should probably go in this direction here with DeBrincat. I masterminded that trade. I facilitated it. I made it happen, D-Mac. You can vouch.
Absolutely. Put in the universe all those positive energy. But again, isn't it nice to see? And
that was on brand.
And so the focal point, right, just like the Lions, is defense for the Red Wings, right? Can they shut teams down? That's something I'm sure that Derek Lalonde and the coaching staff will be addressing. Hey, guys, we can't play ping pong sort of like this when it's tough enough to score goals in this league anyways. So they'll improve on that, but you nailed it. What you wanted to see coming in is how that power play would work. And so far, so good. And it allowed Larkin. Did you see the space that Larkin? And we're going to do the wing segment right off the bat. Some people were asking for it. It's a good segue to let everybody jump in here. Then we're going to go hardcore Detroit Lions. The goal Larkin scored, he didn't get those opportunities. He didn't get one opportunity last year like that with the space. Well, I'm going to say maybe
movement.
He got a couple last year. That's a long year. That's a wide statement. But to your point, yes, you see not only there's different things that you look for, right? As you call the eyeball test or whatever. And so what we've heard is that DeBrincat and Larkin are buddies. They've played together before. They get on the ice and you see the chemistry, right? And I can notice that because it's the same sort of thing as when I talk about the grind line. We were on one wavelength. That's what you're starting to see, and it's only going to get better. But there you go, right? Also, Steve Yzerman said it. Guys, please just listen when Stevie talks. What did he say about DeBrincat? Yes, he's a natural goal scorer. The puck follows him. He's going to fill it. But he makes guys around him better.
Yeah.
He said that he makes guys around him better, which means he's going to make Dylan Larkin and Lucas Raymond better if that's the line he plays on. You saw glimpses of it by making that statement as far as Larkin had more space, and that's what's – they're only going to get better.
D-Mac, here's what it is, and I wanted to run this by you. I'm glad that we're on this right now because I want to run this by you. Larkin at the left point on the power play, that first step he has to the left is explosive. It's explosive.
Which gives you, when you can, for lack of a better term, right? It's the Fedorov play where you put him back on defense. When you can go 41 offense on a power play, which is
he wasn't he was just cycling on a power play. That's what I'm saying, it was explosive.
So to your point, right? When you can interchange, whether you're putting a D on the point, whether you're not, whether he's filling in because Sider's coming down, right? It's interchangeable 5 guys. It's not D has to be here, pass it back and forth, and it's stagnant. No, you saw the movement. There's going to be more movement, more interchange. And to Mikey's point, right? You see Mo Sider, getting that shot off. Mo Sider's going to be Mo Sider. What you haven't seen is how effective a Gossasphere is going to be. Right, and
I'll leave that to you guys because you're the insiders and stuff like that.
But the whole point.
So if you're down, I'm down.
The whole point of being where you bring the eyeball test of Larkin getting it in different spots and opportunities, it's just going to make him better.
But that's my. And again, maybe I'm overreacting to one game. But what I saw DeBrincat do was what I've always seen DeBrincat do even back to the OHL days. Explosiveness that you have. It looked foreign to me. Like seeing a Red Wing player do it looked
it's
foreign.
Just we never really had a goal scorer like that we've needed the other team to account for like that. And with that happening, you've seen how much space it created for other players like Dylan Larkin on the power play, David Perron out front. So it was really good.
But BMG, we haven't seen a player like this in a decade. Man.
That's what I'm saying. We've never had a goal scorer
since Barry and Host.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So, and your mom's favorite skater asked a great question is, Lucas Raymond, is he a lock to be on that right side in the first line? No. I mean, that I think what you're going to see is a DeBrincat Larkin combination. Whoever fits in well on the right side there. Hopefully, it's Raymond.
It'll be Raymond to start the year,
but then it's up to him.
He's got to get every opportunity to succeed, right? So it's just and the one thing. And I saw it, Mike. I don't know if you saw the second period. but there was a puck that came out to the slot, and DeBrincat grabbed it, and just the release on him, and he missed the net with it. But whatever, it's just like he's dangerous from all over. And to your point, we haven't had that in 10-plus years.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, that's what it is for me, because that's what you have to be a playoff team in the NHL. You have to have a dude, somebody who's different than everybody. And guys, I'm telling you, if you didn't watch the game last night, I watched 15 minutes of it. Because I was locked into that first power play they got. I was locked into that ish, BMG. And then they scored another power play goal, and it was one play by DeBrincat. And it didn't even end in a goal. I just saw it and was like, yup, that's why he's here. That's that. And they got him at a discount, and they didn't give a ton up to get him. So moving on. D-Mac, it's almost like opening night last year with Perron, when he signed Perron and those guys, and I was like, all right, it's not a clown show anymore. It's an NHL and that's not Stevie's fault. We have a long history as to why this franchise is here, but he's dealing with it. And when I saw the guys like Perron, I'm like, look, there's adults out there now. There's like actual NHL players. I'll take it. And then, they were in the playoff mix till February, till Ottawa. They got crushed by Ottawa, and that was the end of it. This year, they're going to be there. I'm not saying they're going to be in. D-Mac says they are. I say, give me, just be in there. Stay on the graphic the whole time.
Be relevant.
Be relevant.
That's the word Coach Lalonde is going to use all year.
Relevant.
Is the relevance. And here's the one thing also. Neal, what you brought up Perron and Sherrod. We are now, and I'll state this, back to being more of a destination. Right? Like as far as guys looking, free agents.
Because DeBrincat, I would say DeBrincat came here for a little less.
Absolutely. We said that to begin with. We thought, what did we have him around $8 million, and he came in under 7.5.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that checks all the marks.
He took
guys
less than I
wanting
would've.
to be here. That's sort of. It's never going to be old time hockey or the hometown discount, but in some cases, it's going to help out. It's a win-win on both sides.
What'd you think, Spenny? I know you're a big. Did you check in? Did you tap in? What'd you think, man?
I was tapping in. I was watching. It was fun. And, yeah, you're right. Like, the danger of DeBrincat on the ice is people have to account for that. So we'll free up Larkin to move around and do different things, get open shots when he wasn't getting them last year because he was the only guy they really had to worry about. And now the power play looked good. Ghost looked good out there. I'm just excited. I want some real games. Obviously, we had some goalies back there that we're not going to see in the regular season, so they let up a couple soft ones. But I'm still excited to see what they
Ned.
Ned played the whole game.
Good luck, Pittsburgh.
Ned played the whole game for Pittsburgh.
It was like he had some flashes where he looked pretty good, and you got to realize he didn't have the best team in front of him. He was playing with like a bunch of AHL players. Neal, come on now, don't.
That's fitting because he's an AHL player.
Neal.
Sorry, guys.
But
sorry,
he's going to
we
have
this
a
love
pretty
affair
good
with them for some reason. We hate every goalie that we've ever had here, but Ned they all love. No. Why are you being so hard on Ned, Neal?
I don't love him, Neal, but he didn't have the best team in front of him.
I asked for it again. I asked for it and I got it. Get him out of here, and he's out of here. And what happens in a game he plays? The other team's got 4 goals. Wow, that's magic. All right. Hey. This is professional hockey, man.
Sorry.
You can't get the job done. You don't belong here. You didn't belong here. Sorry, guys. I'm not. You know what? F that. No, I'm not sorry.
Oh.
Goodbye. No, give me DeBrincats and stuff like that. Give me those guys. All right.
Feed me DeBrincats. And you know what? Also feed me. Experience the true meaning of cannabis. Exceptional cannabis products with the best dispensary around. Dispo. You can join Ermanni and Edwards Monday the 25th at Dispo with over 12 locations, including the new location that is now open in Whitmore Lake. Dispo is never far away. Dispo Romeo is now open until midnight. Midnight every day except Sunday. The only cannabis ball of its kind. Dispo Dispensary. DispoShops.com, your local cannabis plug.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports. Woodward and Main Street. The Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer at Academy of Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new field house. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Holton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
Join Woodward Sports and Spenny's favorite new long drink. Sundays for the official Lions VIP party, Easter Market, Shed 5. It's a bash. They start at 9:30 a.m. for every Lions home game. It's the next home game in a few weeks. Lions official tailgate is back and better than ever. How would you like to pregame at Woodward Sports and be treated like a VIP? They got food, beverages, entertainment, all included. Check it out. Get your tickets online today at bullseyeeventgroup.com or win some from Woodward Sports today. Just subscribe to our YouTube, follow us on Instagram, and direct message Lions VIP.
All right, off and pushing. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Rhul, Darren, McCarty, Big Mike Gentry, Spencer Raxter as well. Ninja Ginja, hockey talk is boring. Hey, Ninja, look, I know that there's a faction of people out there that don't get into it. I was letting everybody get in. We're doing Lions Packers, man. Everybody calm down for a second. We're going to get there. I saw what I needed to see. I wanted to address it, and we keep it pushing. That's the way that it's going to work. But here we go. Hey, by the way, anybody know in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread why they're talking about divvying up my body parts?
Who's doing that?
Somebody calling dibs on my lungs, someone calling dibs on my kidneys, stuff like that. The lungs would be good.
Are
no doubt.
Are you a donor?
I not that I'm aware of.
Oh.
I'm an organ donor.
I should be, though.
I heard it's
They
not
don't
a
want,
good
hey,
idea.
what's wrong with me? Nobody wants none of this? I wouldn't either.
You got some mileage, D-Mac.
Couldn't handle it.
D-Max, that car that's 3 years old that's got 168,000 miles on it. Hey, but they're all highway miles. No, they ain't.
Absolutely. Triple digits on the inside, boys.
What were you going to say, Spenny?
I don't even remember.
No, we were talking about organ donation.
Oh, yeah. Organ donors, I mean, it's sketchy. I'm an organ donor, but, like, I heard that, like, if you're, like, dying and you're an organ donor, they'll just be like,
we can't do anything for him.
Yeah, we can't save him. Got to give out his organs.
Yeah, I go back and forth on that. Like I should, but what if they come up with a way to bring you back? You know, like
Yeah, it's fair. I'm gonna need new organs pretty soon, so
rest in peace.
rest in peace.
Yeah, the kidney, liver, that's buyer beware with me.
Yeah,
Did a lot of damage in my 20s.
yeah, that's fair.
And I don't know how much, but I got a feeling I'm going to find out soon. So
That is fair.
so that is out there. Lions Packers Thursday night. And by the way, too, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. I saw Paul Thomas. I just signed up for Amazon Prime. We will see. The game is available locally on Fox too. The NFL, I guess, does have some degree of soul where they will let the networks in the home markets of the two teams playing carry the game. So there is that. It will be on Fox too.
Well, that's good.
But Paul, they got you. Enjoy Amazon Prime. But Paul, let me tell you what. Be careful. I've grown quite accustomed to just pushing a button on my phone and the thing showing up at my door the next day, sometimes later on that night. It's what a time to be alive.
It is pretty wild.
It is. It's incredible. It has cut way down on my visits to the store. But that's not the topic that we want to go with. My question very simply is this, and Amon-Ra St. Brown has chimed in on this as well. You guys know my disdain for Thursday night football, Thursday night NFL football. It hurts the product. It hurts the games. But they get $1 billion reasons a year from Amazon to do it. I live in reality, so I can complain about it. But I am liking it when it's my team that plays in it. All the other teams, they suck. I don't want to hear it. But Amon-Ra St. Brown, we got this video of him talking about what it means to be a player and having that stage.
Yeah, I mean, I think for us, it's like we don't. Well, since I've been here, I haven't had too many primetime games, so to get them is nice. Everyone's watching. Got to put on a show for everyone. We got to play our best brand of football, but it's just nice to know, it's the only game that's on. It's the only game that people can watch, and at Lambo, division rival. It's gonna be exciting.
And that was Amon-Ra St. Brown. So obviously the players get hyped for what he said. And for me, D-Mac, as we move along in this Detroit Lions rebrand, is kind of what I've phrased this, right? Like so much to Sam Flannel's amazement. As we trudge along in this Detroit Lions rebrand, because I think that's what it is. These games are pivotal. And I will weigh it once again with more weight than a regular Sunday 1 o'clock game with what's on the line, because it'll be trending on Twitter no matter what, good, bad, or ugly. People watch, they're going to watch it, period, end of story. There's a huge opportunity again.
And you know what the beauty, and I haven't heard anybody say it because it just sort of came to mind listening to Amon-Ra St. Brown. Having these 2 Thursday games or whatever, regardless, the imperativeness to win this because of the time you get off and hopefully can get back some of these guys that are dinged up. Now I hope Decker and Montgomery play and are able to play and know that they have the 10 days to get ready for the next game. I think that the imperativeness to not only dominate and get out in front where you expect to be in your division and with this rival, I mean, it's you can't sweep the division without winning these big games on the road. But the big thing too is if you can come out of here 3-1 and have those extra days of rest, it only sets you up for success even more, in my opinion. So that's why it's imperative. Now, I think the benefit, and somebody brought up in the chat thread, Green Bay is going to be upset and be ready to play because of you went in there and won last year. Yeah, that's great, and you're going to expect Green Bay to give. I
don't buy that shit.
I don't. They're going to give you the best game they have. But here's the one thing that I like with the short week and the preparation and the heat. Well, they can go back to most of the things that they did successfully in that game. They have tape, and it's recent, right, to the last game of the season. So they're not that far out of knowing their opposition, right? As if they were playing a Thursday game, somebody that hadn't played in the last year or out of division contest. It would be a lot tougher for preparation.
D-Mac, can you set the record straight on that kind of stuff? Because say it's 2001, and you guys are playing at Calgary. And Calgary swept you in Calgary the year before. Beat you both times you were out there. My guess is this, and you tell me if I'm wrong. You say, oh, really? Wow. All right, yeah, well, I'd like to win tonight. I'd like to stop that. And then you don't think about that shit for another second during a game or anything like that. Am I off or no?
No, we don't. You don't think about, during the play and all this stuff to whatever, your game plan and the guys that you're playing out there. But there has the downtime, the in-between time you might think back to something happened that reminded you of the past, right? Oh, I can't make that mistake on this person. He burnt me last time. Maybe especially if...
Mental film, I call that.
Right, exactly. So during the downtime, you may back check and relate, and this always goes on. But when the play's going on and you're in the heat of the battle and the ball's out there, no, you got to just execute whatever the game plan is. But some of it comes in because when you have experience playing against different players too, right? Like I got to think that our offensive line, right, no matter who's out there and stuff, they know the personnel playing against them twice a year for so long of Green Bay. You're not going to be surprised with their front line or the different guys, how they're going to play. You sort of know that in your division and stuff. But it doesn't mean anything. You got to go out and win this year. Last year has nothing to do with this year. But in your preparation, it could help with what you were successful with.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Rack says, Prime is great. I get everything on there. I just ordered deodorant the other day because I didn't want to drive to CVS.
Probably cheaper, too. CVS taxes.
No doubt. That's that 7-Eleven tax, man.
Convenience tax.
Convenience tax of not having to walk across a whole building. That's real.
That is true.
My wife and I battle about that all the time. Like, look, man, because it saves about 8 minutes.
Yeah, for sure. Why would I go to Kroger to get it when I can go to CVS when it's a third of the size of the store?
Right. And I'm literally in and out of there.
I order my toothpaste off Amazon because they normally don't have it at CVS.
Yeah, and that's how we operate too.
Yeah.
So I'm Spenny, I'm with you on that. Lockstep, man. I care more about the time.
It's fair. You guys should watch The Boys if you got Amazon Prime. Great show. It's a great show.
What's that about?
It's superheroes, but it's like
All right.
No, but
All right.
it's not like
All right.
Marvel
It's different.
superheroes.
It's different.
Oh, is it?
It's
I'm
like
familiar.
a Fortune 500
It's if they were,
company.
if they were like real human
Yeah,
beings.
it's like if Disney ran the superheroes, but like as a conglomerate company. So they're all about margins and approval ratings, and they're evil and they just kill people and shit, and then they cover it up because they're like, it's good. It's
All right,
really
you're getting
good.
me back.
It's
You're getting me
really
back
good.
a little
I think
bit.
you'd like it, honestly. Homelander is one of the best characters of all time.
All right. I'll add it to the list of things I say I'm going to watch and then I never do. It's a growing list.
Check it out.
That's good. That's got to be good enough for you, though.
That's fair.
But yeah, I mean, I just wanted to ask the question to the people. Like, do you like these games? Like, do you like the Thursday night game? And I figured this would be the most representative time to ask, right? Because if I ask this 3 weeks from now, when it's a distant memory, like the Lions win tomorrow and they're cruising to the lead in the division, and people would say no because I don't want to watch Panthers-Texans, so they'll crush it and say no. I want to know. I want to strike while the iron is hot the other way, where people are buzzing right now. Do you like it? Can we pull that one real quick?
We can pull that.
Do you like Thursday night NFL games? Yes or no?
Tell us about Jeff Iafrate.
Should I?
Yeah, the Lions pregame.
And the Lions pregame show. I had the good fortune of being requested by the man on the graphic, Jeff Iafrate, to host a pregame show against the Atlanta Falcons. We broke it down better than anybody in this city. Comfortable win, as you heard here on the Lions pregame show on Woodward Sports. Jeff Iafrate, the host, the man on the graphic, the franchise, the network, all of that. Weekly special guest, and all you got to do, we'll get your NFL Sunday rolling. Sundays 9:30 to 11:30, we break it down like nobody else. We have Booner on there. We were breaking down the bets and things like that. I told him the bets I didn't like that he was doing. I told him the ones he did like. We were all in on the Aiden Hutchinson sack at plus 105. We got you on that one. Again, Woodward Sports, Lions pregame show.
Hey, Scott Lofton says the Boys is the best show on TV. It's corrupt superheroes.
Yeah.
There you go. Corrupt superheroes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like
You could
corporate superheroes.
yeah.
Politician superheroes.
The first episode, I'll give you a little spoiler, Neal, starts with one of them. He's like, the Flash is like his powers. He's running drugs, and he runs through a woman that's like standing on the sidewalk. Like it like slow mo, and she like explodes and everything. It's really good. Check it out.
There you go.
Yeah. The ski mask boy, you won one bet, Neal. Hot. You guys gonna let him know, or should I?
Come on, man.
We are
47 and 15. I mean, it's like 80% almost.
You haven't lost
47
this football
and 15
season.
with his get right. Give the man some respect.
Yeah, undefeated in 2023.
And technically, I listened on the way drive back from New Jersey to the show. You nailed all the bets: the Hutch sack, the Laporta touchdown, and Gibbs combined over 75 yards.
There you go.
So there's 4. If you want it.
Yeah, even the ones we just, are in general with. Paul Thomas, I liked YouTube TV so far. Sunday ticket, it's okay. Bad thing is it's a little harder to navigate between the games. Old Jarhead. Good to see Old Jarhead in here. I forget Thursday night football is on. I do that sometimes too.
Well, unless it's your team, right, where you're dialed in. And when it comes down to Thursday night football, to my team this year, the way that it's played out, like, it would be tough. Think about in the opposite world, if we come off a loss on Sunday night, we'd be just dreading this Thursday night game, even though we'd be talking about getting back to 2-2. I think because of where the injuries are and because of the time off and stuff like this, if you can win these Thursday night games, right, especially on the road, which both of them are in historic buildings, I mean, that just will set you further upon. And if there's at any time having the confidence to go into Green Bay and win, it's now, even more than last year, right? We were confident last year, but we still had to see it. We saw it, and we know, right? Like I said, again, it's not Desmond Ridder this week. It's Jordan Love, and yes, I know what he did in coming back, but still, he hasn't shown me that he's that guy. And after coming off of 7 sacks and stuff like this, guys got to be hungry. It's contagious. So I got to think the boys will be ready to go. To just be interesting to see who is actually in the lineup.
No, absolutely. And it'd be interesting to hear who's the leader in security, home security especially.
Absolutely. There's only one, guys. It's Guardian Alarm, and you know this. Customized solutions from real experts, professional technicians who take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. But I need you to call Guardian Alarm today. The number, 1-800.
Stay out.
24/7 professional monitoring. Call anytime, day or night. Know that a Guardian team member will stay on the phone as long as is needed. But I need you to call the number, 1-800.
Stay out.
Technology backed by people. Yes, real people. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work, and people have been proven to care, whether it's business, whether it's personal. They don't care. Just give them a call. The number, 1-800.
Stay out.
Stay out of the end zone, Aaron Jones. Good luck trying to score against one of the best rushing defenses in the league.
Stay out of not being in free agency, Tigers. Miggy's coming off the books. Let's go.
That's true.
Here we go. Guardian Alarm, local security experts. Tell them Big D Energy. We sent you. Calling all landscapers. This is Darren McCarty. I'm at Outdoor Equipment Co. How would you like to landscape like a legend? How about a bad boy zero turn? And even a chainsaw. And even a weed whipper. So register today at OutdoorEquipCo.com, and even you could have DMAC on your landscaping crew.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune in to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White and Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
Neal Rhul here for 5 Iron Golf. You can play, practice, and party at 5 Iron Golf, downtown Detroit's newest sports bar. 13 TrackMan simulators, certified instructors, most importantly, a full bar, and a restaurant as well. Mention promo code Woodward at checkout for 50% off your first visit. Guys, get down there. Woodward Sports will get you 50% off your first visit. Go to 5irongolf.com, tee up the good times, and drop that promo code Woodward in there. Get you 50% off. Whether you're a serious golfer like myself and D-Mac, or you're just a clown in general like Sam Flannel, 5 Iron Golf is the spot for you. 5irongolf.com. Go there and tee up the good times. Keeping it pushing here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Rhul, Darren McCarty, Big Mike Gentry, and of course Spencer Rockstar as well. Talking Lions, Packers, and we have the poll on the chat thread right now. Do you like Thursday night football? 65% of you say yes, 35% of you say no. And Spenny, look, before we move on here, I do want you guys to know I do this for a reason. So like in 3 weeks from now, when it's Falcons, Panthers, and you guys are complaining about it,
Oh, I'm going to watch it either way.
I think fantasy's changed everything. Fantasy, betting, everything else. You know, like that's what's giving you the. If we were just watching the game, and if it was just the brutal Thursday night game for the most part that they put on, yeah, I think more people wouldn't. But there's more different investment, whether it's their wallet or their fantasy.
just remember, when one of you people come in here complaining, I'm going to drop the nuke on you and say, no. I was told you guys love this, so go ahead and lap it up. Also, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Let's go Red Wings Party. I want a game on every day, but I also want to keep all the games on Sunday. I don't think that's too much to ask.
Well, I think you brought up a great point, right?
Red Zone's dying,
we were talking
man.
about we looked at 4 o'clock games again this week, and there's only 3
There's
of them.
3 of
and
them.
then look at the Monday night game. Can they flex a 4th week Monday night game? Because it's Chicago-Denver, isn't it?
No, Seahawks-Giants. Same thing.
Seahawks-Giants. Okay, well, again, wasn't that the same 2 teams that threw out the amount? That's just as bad.
Yeah, no, it is.
But that's That's the plug, Neal.
Jack Harrington says, I hate Thursday night football. So I guess there are a few out there. Nick Williams, realistically, I think the NFL needs to schedule better primetime games. Thursday night football games the past few years have been boring. So I'm with you. That's where it is for me. And you can color rush the uniforms and all that stuff all you want to do. Don't forget Detroit City FC tonight at Keyworth, by the way, 7:30.
Who we got?
Colorado Springs. Big matchup tonight. 4 matches left on the season. They're sitting right inside the playoff line right now. So
go get them, boys.
Got to stay there. Can't make it out to Keyworth tonight, ESPN Plus. I'll have the call out there as well for that. Little shameless promotion for you guys on there. Brandon Katz, people like Jack will watch every Thursday game. He'll just whine a lot. See, that is where I'm different, Brandon Katz. I'll whine about it, but not watch. I refuse to participate sometimes.
That is true.
You guys have heard, remember when they ran, I think it was Panthers-Texans out there.
Yeah.
And you remember I sat in this chair, and I said, good luck to all of you. Spenny, you said, hey, I'm sick, I got a disease, I'm going to watch it.
Yeah.
And I said, all right, you're still my friend. That's fine.
Terry didn't watch it.
Terry fought, and because of me, he said.
Yeah.
Terry didn't watch it. And I affected one person's life, and that's all I can. D-Mac, if I live this whole life, but I just have one positive effect, I'll take that.
I think that the flex, a lot of it was the unis on Thursday night, right?
The Color Rush?
The Color Rush. Are they still doing that?
I don't think so.
Oh, too bad.
I like the Color Rush too, man.
That's what I'm saying. That was the flex on Thursday night to turn it on to see, okay, the Color Rush.
Coquet, you people. Yes, you people. I love Thursday night football, people. It was fine when it was college. It was fine when it was Florida State, Virginia, back when Virginia had Herman Moore. It was fine then. And look, okay, again, for the last time, my problem with it is it's hurting Red Zone on Sundays at 4. And we can all agree on that. You guys are all Red Zone degenerates, especially at 4 o'clock.
Yes.
Now, I will say this. The other angle I like of the Lions playing on Thursday, my Sunday's free.
Absolutely.
My Sunday is free to consume football how I want to. Now, I'm it's so bad, D-Mac, that so I have to go to Florida this weekend for television for Detroit City Saturday night, by the way.
Wow, sounds terrible.
So, but listen, when I was booking the flight back, and Spencer, you know this, like when I was booking the flight back, you got 2 ways you can go. You can take that noon flight and engage in activity Saturday night, but I said no, I want the 7:45 flight because I want to be back in my house by noon so I can spin the Red Zone.
That's a bit of a sacrifice in itself because your team's not even playing.
Absolutely. See, there you go. That is it. All right, Lions-Packers. Somebody asked earlier and said, can we not talk about Jalen Carter? I am in the next segment. I have a peace offering for everybody. Because, look, Spenny, you guys had a Jalen Carter thing, had explosive viewership on social media.
Yep.
So it touches a nerve with somebody. I'm going to bring all the parties together in the next segment. But I do want to talk Lions-Packers. Are we clouded? Are we clouded by recency bias, by what we saw this defense do against the Falcons on Sunday? Level with me. Who's got the better defense in this game? For real, who does?
Well, it depends. It all depends, who's playing. Is Jair Alexander coming back? The Packers have some key guys out also. So, I mean, it all depends. I think it matches up real well, right? As far as, but you can't sleep on Green Bay's defense. I mean, obviously, last week. Until Derek Carr went out, holding them to 17 points and stuff, and they're playing at home, so they're legit. But who's coming off of it? I guess, Neal, like who's feeling themselves? It should be us. We should be going in there with the most confidence, even on a short week, because of how we executed last week. And I expect that Aaron Glenn and his game plan and the way that he used guys. Like the biggest thing is like we were talking about. The linebacker stepping up and stuff. The way he used Derek Barnes, to rush the passer and different looks, there was something that we hadn't seen. So I think that they just continue because they're feeling themselves. So I think right now, going into the game, the confidence that Detroit has puts them a little bit ahead, which is saying a lot after that second week.
WoodwardSports.com chat poll, who has a better defense? Lions with 74% of the vote. And Spenny, you get deep in the woods on this kind of stuff a little more than you probably even get credit for. Because when you just I will say this, Packers got a better linebacking core. Would you agree with that?
I would agree with that.
Right?
Yeah.
And I don't think I'm not crawling out on some thin limb when I say that. Quay Walker's pretty good.
Yes, he is.
Absolutely, he's
Rashawn
good.
Gary's very good. Devondre Campbell's a good player.
Yeah.
I think it's the Packers personally. Like one for one straight up. I think it's the Packers. You look at the guy. Kenny Clark's a great player. Devontae Wyatt is a great player. We talked about Rashawn Gary, Devondre Campbell. They still have Preston Smith in there. You look at their secondary with Jareer Alexander, Rasul Douglas, Darnell Savage. Like they've got guys back there. And yeah, maybe depth wise the Lions have it, but one for one straight up starters, I'd take the Packers.
But I look at it, Neal, as our offense versus their defense, their offense versus our defense. I think we got a little bit, we should be a little bit better, right? Your name, yeah, all those players individually, but I think that's the one key is that we saw, the team play. Are we able to execute more as a team? Different guys stepping up. What's brought, look at like Tracy Walker coming back, filling in for C.J. Gardner-Johnson, make a couple big hits, a couple big plays, could have had a couple picks. Brian Branch, is he going to have 11, 3, 2? Is he going to have that stat? Probably not, but he's going to be effective.
If he does, build the statue. Get the gold jacket.
Right, but he's going to be effective. He's going to be in there. He's going to be effective. It's just all these other guys being effective. I think that I'm going to give Lucas props, right? And I had to call him off the edge because it wasn't until late in the fourth that you saw Will Harris out there, and he was losing his mind about Will Harris. But that goes to show you that the depth of the Lions, where you're not seeing those guys that they have to put out there. Now they're putting guys that they want out there. To the point, who stepped up that we haven't talked about? Chase Lucas. You see him out there, keep grinding away. So they're getting it done by committee, and I like Detroit's defense by committee over Green Bay's.
Jake Wegener says, I think the defenses are probably closer than most would like to admit, but I think the Lions offense matches up better with the Green Bay defense than vice versa, and that's the kind of the D-Mac school of thought. Dan Martin as well. Why are people scared of Green Bay? They won a game when they were down 17 when the second quarterback came in. They lost to Atlanta, and even the Bears were within one score in the fourth quarter until a pick six. Lions by 100 tomorrow. Now, I would take the Packers plus 100. I'll take the Packers plus 90, Dan. I think I would take that for a bottle of bourbon. Anybody giving me? I won't take the Dolphins. Whoever the Dolphins are playing, I won't take that opponent plus 90. Think about it, dude.
I'll give you 49.
I'll give you the Broncos in 49 in that game.
That's how ridiculous. Crazy.
That is, man. That is absolutely wild. It's like going into Big Boy and not getting a burger or a chicken sandwich. That would be wild, too, because they are taking over at your local Big Boy. Burger time, everybody. They got the best cheeseburger in the world. They have the Big Boy Classic and the new pretzel bacon cheeseburger. Oh! What about chicken sandwiches? The Dolly chicken sandwich, or turn up the heat with the Bob's chicken sandwich, huh? Don't be eating regular ass fries. Upgrade those fries. Chili cheese fries, loaded baked potato fries. What are we doing here if you're not upgrading those fries? Save room for dessert. Reese's, chocolate, peanut butter, Thunder Cake. Oh, the funnel cake fries as well. Get your local Big Boy today.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
How would you like to win a $100K Vegas getaway, take your closest friends, and live it up in the city that never sleeps?
Yes!
It's the Citron Energy. Drink it and live it. Purchase a 24-pack today and enter to win the $100K Vegas getaway at drinkcitron.com/Vegas and buy Citron at your local Meijer store. You won't find that at CVS. Citron, the healthier energy drink with great taste and the choice of people who desire to look good, feel great, and be the best version of themselves.
Keeping it pushing here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Rhul, Darren, McCarty, Big Mike Gentry, Spencer Rockstar here as well. WoodwardSports.com and chat poll. Who has a better defense? 75% of you say the Lions do, which, doesn't surprise me. I figured that would be just player for player, man. It's closer than you're giving it credit for. I will say that. Just out of the blue here in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread, and it's something I agree with. Steve Wilds, Jeff Iafrate looks soft. That's because he is soft.
He's a bitch.
I didn't say it. Somebody said the bit was getting old. People keep bringing it up, so it's not old to them. That's all that I know. That's all that I know. We are talking Lions Packers. I did want to take a second, so bear with me here. This whole Jalen Carter phenomenon, who, by the way, I don't know if anybody caught this on Sunday. The odds for him to win Defensive Rookie of the Year went from 6-1 to even money overnight. The dude is a menace.
Looks like a two-dog race. Our guy and their guy.
It is absolutely incredible, and he's been impressive. There's no doubt about it. Spenny, you guys did it on the heavyweights, pulled massive social media numbers. You came to grips with it, didn't you? You laid your guys' soul out there a little bit. You were honest about it.
Yeah.
Even easy. Mm-hmm. You guys were honest about it.
But can I ask a question? Because this is important. Do I get Jalen Carter, but I am I understanding this correctly that I don't get Gibbs and Laporta?
No, you don't. That's Ryan Ermanni's take on it, which can never be trusted. The math of it is,
need clarification.
You get Campbell and Gibbs, or you get Jalen Carter.
Yeah, and you know what? As to me, it goes to Brad Holmes and what they're building, and they decided to go one way, not the other. But is he a dog? You're going to give up dogs. You got to pass up. But to me, it's putting your team in place, right? This is the way they wanted to go. Did he make a mistake because this guy is that good? Possibly with the stats and stuff like this, but you can't look back on the what ifs. You got to look at what you've got. Now, do you think that Gibbs and Campbell can be as effective combined, right, for your team in the win column as what Jalen Carter can? I think that what we're starting to see from Gibbs, right? Now, we have to see more from Campbell, I guarantee that, but that's going to come, and I think as a linebacker in this league, you need a little bit more time. With Gibbs, I think we're starting to see it. So, me personally, I'm sticking with Brad Holmes, and I'm not giving up Gibbs and Campbell because that's what he wanted.
And look, all this is for you and I, D-Mac, is just kind of resetting the show after the draft, right? And I know that
Now, I'd be the same way if he took Carter. I'd be like, yes.
100%.
But again,
I got to trust the chef that the meal's going to be good.
And that's where I'm at. And
because I've ate everything he's brought out, and we have as a fan base. But Spenny, you and Easy, I thought, were just straight up with everybody. You're like, yeah, man, I miss him. Like, I wish we had him. How was that received?
People bitch about it. He's not here. Stop talking about him. Blah, blah, stuff like that. But, doesn't change the fact
that you wish he was here. Yeah, absolutely. I have a peace agreement that I brokered for everybody involved in the Jalen Carter situation.
Please.
That I'm going to bring to the table. And then this is our piece on it, and then we will move on from it, never to speak on it again until Jalen Carter. Now, here's one of the conditions. When he wins Defensive Rookie of the Year, we can talk about it for a minute. Is that fair?
Yes.
That's fair, right? If he wins Defensive Rookie of the Year, we get to talk about it. Is that fair with you all out there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay.
Talking awards.
Kat says Carter's been doubled on 68% of the plays he's been in, and he's still a beast.
Sounds like Aiden.
He is, man. He absolutely is. David Witt doesn't change the fact that he ain't here. No, David, I know, but I'm brokering peace right now. Okay, and here's the deal for us, the Jalen Carter contingent that was here. D-Mac and I pounded the table for him. I will not bring this up again until he wins Defensive Rookie of the Year, and I promise you, there won't be a spike of the ball for scoring the touchdown. There won't be any of that. We'll just bring it up and say, wow, he's a really good player. In return for that, for me not bringing it up and not being kind of a dickhead about it when we do, in return for that, I just want some of you people that were in the Jalen Carter camp, in particular, the ones that were like, well, there was a car accident and he left his teammate to die. Like that, the dramatic, like that's ever mattered in the NFL before. It never has, and it never will. I want that contingent of people to say, you know what? I was wrong about that. I should have known better, because it's never mattered in the NFL before. You can hit a woman. You can be at the scene of a deadly car accident. It doesn't matter.
Murder people.
You can murder people. You can be drunk and run into a family and kill people. It doesn't matter if you can play. If that contingent, the anti-Jalen Carter camp, can sack up and say, hey, he's really good, and it doesn't matter.
It was never about his talent, was it?
I don't know, but to some people, they were caught up in this morality of it all.
Well, that's what it is. And you know what? Maybe, here's the thing. I'm assuming, or going by, we didn't draft him, that there's sort of an issue that Brad Holmes didn't want to take on. And it's just sort of trusting in the process. Is he a great player? We never said he wasn't a great player when he was going through that stuff, Neal. You nailed it. We were adamant about it, but we moved on from there. So
see, but this is it. Like the Mark Walson says, forget Carter and play ball. We got our guy, period. And I think it's the early returns are in that Jalen Carter is that. Is that fair, Mark? Come on, man. That's fair. This dude's going to be the Rookie of the Year.
But isn't he the guy that you thought he was?
Yes. That's why it's relevant.
I'm not fooled with that, but there's other issues that go into having a guy in your locker room with the culture that you're building. And to me, it was more imperative that the other guys on the field are going to help you move forward, but off the field and what you're building in the locker room. And that's a Brad Holmes call.
Right, and that's what it is. So, and we made our peace with that internally. I was just surprised to see the strike.
How many other guys have won Defensive Rookie of the Year that we didn't draft?
All of them.
Right? So I'm just saying, why did it's not as simple. There's so much more at play. Now, Hey, he's doing great, but here's the whole thing. It's a long season. Durability and stuff like that. So I'm more confident in our guys, and hopefully that they stay healthy. But yeah, so if he wins the Player of the Year, Neal, we weren't fooled on his talent. It was a question of scruples. It's more of a morality than a talent question.
So that was it. I just wanted to take a minute and lay it out there, because again, Woodward heavyweights, man, they're putting up real numbers. So obviously it strikes a chord.
It's week 4. Or, going to week 4. Okay, great. How many other guys you see start off great in their careers early on, right? And I got to see it over the season. At the end of the day, he wins. If he does win, the hat's off to him. Then he proved it. But we got right now. We got two guys that aren't out of the conversation. Mm-hmm. In a defensive guy and an offensive guy in Laporta, putting up numbers at a Hall of Fame rate for tight ends. Let's not overlook that. And then you got Brian Branch. 11 solo tackles.
That's insane. That is insane.
Tell me about it.
Second round pick.
What I saw the other night, for lack of a better term, was what I used to watch Troy Polamalu and all these guys these safeties in the league that make plays and know where it is. We got, to me, it's that dude. I'm more excited about Branch, and obviously because he's here, than Carter. I think that Branch is more of a surefire hit than even Carter is now. 3 games. Now Carter shows me durability, and he shows me that he's matured and he doesn't do stupid stuff. Well, then I could change my mind on that. But I've never wavered on the talent level of this guy.
Does the Campbell thing, like Brandon Katz says, Campbell's had no impact for the Lions?
I wouldn't say that. He knocked he impacted the first game with the pass breakup. You know what? I don't think he's being used as much, and I think a lot of it, guys have been telling you, is because Derek Barnes has been stepping up, and they're using him in different situations.
Yeah, Spenmo, explain that one to me. Because, look, when we talked about this before the year, I said that Jack Campbell will have 120 tackles just based on usage alone.
Yeah.
But that hasn't been the case.
No,
Why?
Derek Barnes has stepped up, man.
We were ready to ship him out of here.
Yeah, he was praying to God for snaps, and now God has answered, and he has been playing extremely well. He looks like a demon in the run game. He's back there making plays. It's hard to get him off the field, and they used Campbell a lot. We have a segment coming up about how they used him in the last game, and that's intriguing to see if they're going to keep doing that. But you have 4 solid linebackers now. We talked about how trash the linebacking core was last year. Now you have 4 solid guys. You can put all of them out there and you feel comfortable with them in the game. So it's hard to get snaps when Derek Barnes is proving that he can be a serious player in this league. Alex Anzalone, he gets burnt sometimes.
Anzalone's been really effing good.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what I'm saying is other guys are stepping up. Position, just getting the job done. It's not about because you're a first rounder and you get all the stuff. No, you got to earn it, which is going to be good. I'm confident he'll find his way. Speaking of earning it, Booner and Broder, they're earning it on Woodward nights, working the night shift, as a matter of fact. Nighttime is the right time for Booner and Broder, 8 to 10 right here on Woodward Sports Network. 2 of the up-and-coming sports personalities in Detroit are breaking it down. I like that. That Booner lad, he was fun to work with, man. We had a good time.
Booner's the man.
Yeah, we had a really good time chopping it up, man. Ex-basketball guy, by the way.
Yeah.
People might not know that.
Yeah, he was an assistant coach at
Saginaw Valley.
State.
Absolutely.
My boys went to SVSU for like a semester.
My first year of college was SVSU.
Yeah, when my boy got tried, one of my favorite stories, I'm going to leave his name blank because I don't know if he wants this out there, but he was getting like harassed by a football player. And at the lunch, and he's a bigger guy. It's my boy P. He's a big dude. Like he's like 6'4". He's not like thick or anything, but he's tall and he can throw hands. And this football player kept like giving him like kissy faces at lunch and different things like that. And he walked up to him in the middle of lunch in one of the big halls at SVSU and slapped him across the face.
like a bitch.
Like a bitch in front of the whole table of football players. And the dude didn't do shit. And then he left him alone for the rest of the year.
That's the way that works.
Yeah.
Prison rules, man. Find the toughest guy and beat the ish out of him.
Facts.
Then you ain't got no problem.
It's true.
That's the way that one works for sure. But yeah, I had a good time working with Mr. Booner out there, and it was a lot of fun on the Lions pregame show. Hey, tell them about Swiss Insurance.
Well, we all got football in the brain, and fall ushers in not only college but professional football. And this year's is already awesome. Fall is also a perfect time to shop your home and auto insurance. Shop it like a pro. With Swiss Insurance, they cover Woodward Sports Network, and they should be covering you too. Ask for Mark at Swiss Insurance today. SwissINS.com or call 248-800-4177. Ask for Mark.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
Gabby, Emily is a college student struggling to study for her big exam. Then she discovered Syntron, a healthy way for her to stay awake and focus. Jennifer frequently has chaotic days like this until she gets online, orders some Syntron, and finds her groove. April visited her local grocery store, purchased a case of Syntron, and entered to win the Syntron 100K Vegas giveaway. Pick up your case of Syntron today at any Meijer location or visit drinksyntron.com/Vegas and enter for the 100K Vegas giveaway.
Hour number 2 of Woodward Sports Network, and Neal Rhul here to tell you, if you want the freshest, flyest Detroit sports wear, look no further than woodwardsports.com/shop. Good time for the Stoked Not Scared shirt. It's making a renaissance right now. All the sports represented: baseball, football, basketball, hockey. There's a Woodward golf line of merchandise as well. You can even get the Spencer Raxter-inspired Jack Campbell Meat Missile shirt as well. It's all there. Winter is coming. Woodward Sports beanie hats. You see them on the screen. All the winter gear as well. woodwardsports.com/shop. Look the flyest in Detroit sports wear. Hour number 2, as we said, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Rhul, Darren McCarty, Big Mike Gentry, Spencer Raxter. Hey, subscribe to the Woodward Sports Podcast. iTunes, Spotify, Spreaker. How many stars?
5 stars.
5 stars. Leave a review as well. Be so kind as to drop that in there. Make fun of Sam Flannel. Don't even leave a review of the podcast. Just give it 5 stars, say Sam Flannel sucks, and then move on.
That's what it's all about.
Maybe that's it. We got some Red Wings tickets to give away, possibly, Gentry. Maybe that'll be the prize. Whoever leaves the best negative Sam Flannel 5-star review on Big D Energy podcast page.
I might have to sound some up.
Yeah.
Maybe even put me to work.
We'll see.
Tickets for one of those.
D-Mac will get you on the bench at the Red Wings game.
Zamboni ride.
Yeah, D-Mac will give you one of the Stanley Cup rings. All right.
If it's that good.
Hour number 2 of the show, as we said. Last piece here, Ransom. Jalen Carter's in the rearview mirror for me. You can't tell me cases like Henry Ruggs and Ray Rice doesn't play a part in how teams are being drafted. Henry Ruggs wasn't mercurial, though. Because if he was, probably would have found a way out of it. I'm just saying that's the way that it works. And Ransom, here's the other part of the peace offering. For the Jalen Carter's in the rearview mirror camp for me, don't tell me that you don't just crease the blinds a little bit and look out into the street.
Mm-hmm.
Don't tell me you don't bump around the social media and you're just like, what did Jalen Carter do? Oh, he had 2 sacks. Damn. Don't tell me you don't do that, because you know you do. That's all. And then we don't have to talk about it anymore. Just be honest. Everybody be honest, and we can get that figured out. Lions, Packers, as we said, and we brought it up a little bit. Jack Campbell got some snaps rushing off the edge. Spenny asked a question, do you like him being used in this way? And I think I have a vibe for what the people are going to say, D-Mac. I think they're going to say, yeah, versatility, yeah. I don't know that I do. Because why? You went in the first round. You used premium draft capital, right, to get an off-ball linebacker. That was the knock, right? Right, Spenny? That was the knock.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
You're getting kind of a toy.
I was just waiting if I heard anything not true.
You're getting kind of a defensive toy a little bit. So, the edge thing to me, and I'm not saying I'm on the ledge. I'm not threatening to jump. But, D-Mac, to me, and I don't want to call it desperation because that's a bad word, but give me a synonym for desperation, an adjustment, an analyzation. Was it something where they were desperate to generate a pass rush?
I'm confused. I'm confused.
Thank you.
Why does it matter after that defensive performance? Because it's a team defense, and I get it that we're gonna get granular with our first rounders and compare, but it's about winning football games. So Aaron Glenn and Dan Campbell and Ben Johnson and Shepard and all the coaches or whatever went to work to put the best game plan together. Maybe this week Jack Campbell fits into it more in Green Bay and stuff like that. I think it's more schemes, and the number one wasn't who's out there. It's the fact that whoever's out there is getting it done. So to me, this isn't even this isn't even a question because you're winning and because how did you win with defense? Now the question is there on the back burner. What's going on with Campbell? Why isn't he in there more? But I think that'll play out in the wash, and I think that as it becomes more into Game 4, Game 5, Game 6, let's just wait and see how it plays out. Neal, if it's consistent to what happened last week and we're still winning and the defense is still playing as well as they did against Atlanta, I mean, chicken and the egg. Like, let's just wait and see what happens. I think this conversation is 1 week premature. If we see it's consistent this week, right, where we don't see him as much or even scheme, then there could be questions to be asked because he's that first rounder, because of everything else, because of just coming off the conversation of Jalen Carter. But at the end of the day, when I look at it, you gave up 6 points. You had 7 sacks. You were effective in the linebacker, the safeties. Everybody was effective. So whatever game plan you had that didn't involve your first rounder, okay, sorry, Jack, be better. That's what it is, right? Like we need to win games. So it doesn't matter if it's your first round, right? You're getting production by most of your rookies. The only one that is in question is him. And still, he has made plays. Just not he hasn't made the brilliant plays that Laporta, Branch, and Gibbs all have. That's all.
And that is fair. Spenny, you came up with the question, man. I imagine you got a take on it.
Yeah, I mean, he was used in that James Houston Sam linebacker role a lot, where you put him out there on the edge, he can bump back into coverage if needed to, and he can rush the passer if needed to. I don't know if that's going to be a spot for him where they keep him or if they're going to move him around there, but I think against the Falcons, that's where they wanted him because of how run-heavy of a team that is, to where if you're going to have the extra rushers out there, you put Jack Campbell on there, so if he has to cover somebody, he could do it because he is good at covering people out of the backfield as well as stopping the run. So I think that's why they put him there, because it was specifically against the Falcons. Now that remains to be seen. We'll see if he plays there against the Packers as well, but I didn't mind it. You know, if you put him out there, he's making plays, I'm good with it.
Like, what are we doing? Like, look at what teams have rushed against us, and the guys that have rushed against us. And I mean, so you take Pacheco, and then you go to Kenneth Walker, then you go to Bijan and Algier, who we were talking about could be one of the best combinations in the league. I think that it's like you got to look at by committee that teams aren't even getting 50 yards on the ground against us. So we're doing something right. We might not be seeing the splash and that the rookies are doing, but to Spenny's point, he must be doing something right.
Mm-hmm. No, and here's this part of it too. And Weezy D313 came up with this one. Says, we saw Barnes and Campbell rushing the passer. I was told we wanted adjustments by AG. And Weezy D, I don't know how much of it was a quote-unquote adjustment as it might have been game plan for what they were going up against and kind of how Spenny broke it down, but maybe there was. You know, maybe there was a shot in the arm to say, hey, what? Maybe I gotta move something or do something to shake up this pass rush to get things going. You know, we'll never know. Obviously, like we're not in the room with Aaron Glenn, but that's what we saw.
When you see Derek Barnes and it by the announcers talking about how he's taking up the defensive end or the James Houston position or rushing from the outside and being effective, that's something new. Isn't it?
Yeah, and I don't know, like, was that an adjustment or was that out of necessity? I don't know. All I know is it worked. It worked that way.
Sometimes out of necessity, the adjustment is the right call, right? Because you're using the abilities of the players that you have to the best of their ability. Like, you got to give Aaron Glenn his props for the game plan and the way the defense came out and played last game.
One Funky Lions fan, AG, asked Campbell if he ever played the Jack Sam role during the Combine. There's a video of it on Lions' YouTube channel. Yeah. Campbell was on the outside, was part of the plan to begin with. Okay, that's fair.
AG asked him if he's ever rushed from the outside, if he's ever played Sam. He said no, but he's willing to do anything.
Cool.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. It is one of those things. See, like, I think we have to be consistent, too, with Jack Campbell, where if you look at the nature of his position, right, off-ball, weak side linebacker, it's never going to lend itself to the spot where you're gonna see massive stats. It's just not in the nature of that position. So I think we have to temper that where we say, and look, I sat here and clamored that he would have 115 plus tackles because of usage, because there was nobody else, which is why they took him in the first round, because there was nobody else there to do it. That it was going to be Jack Campbell. So his role shifted a little bit. That might hurt the tackle numbers, like the overall volume of tackle numbers, but he's doing it out of necessity right now. What do you got, D-Mac?
I just laugh. Cats. Campbell wasn't a dominant player at Iowa. He wasn't a standout. And then Noma comes back. Campbell had 268 tackles at Iowa his last 2 years. Is that not impactful?
He won the Butkus Award in 2022, which is literally the best linebacker in the country.
Like ridiculous. Like, come on. What are we doing here?
No,
That's terrible.
That's one of the worst. But
I just thought it was a good point to jump in because we came off the Jalen Carter discussion, and I wanted to see the temperature of the room with Jack Campbell.
And it
it's
only a problem if you're losing or you're getting dominated at different things, right?
And
the adjustments that were made.
You know what, D-Mac? I'm glad you said that because this just kind of popped in my head with what you said. If they lose tomorrow, over under Jalen Carter text we get on Friday.
Oh, of course.
A ton.
But
I was told that we don't think about it.
That'll be mostly every loss this year.
Yeah.
So what are you going to lose? 5-6 games? So it's always going to be there with that part of people.
But that's why I wanted to put it out there because I was told that we're past it. It's in the rearview mirror. That's what I was told. Planet Fitness. We are live at the Planet Fitness studios. As you guys know, Planet Fitness, the best gym in the gym game today. Period. The best value. You're not paying $100 a month for your membership at Planet Fitness. Top of the line membership, the Black Card, $24.99 a month. You can go to any Planet Fitness anywhere in the world and bring a guest with you. Basically, you own the place for $24.99 a month. Guys, what are we doing here? This is very, very simple. You go to your club down the street, access to your home club, that's cool too. $1 down, $10 a month. Boom. You're in there as well. Tons of cardio equipment, tons of weights, the 30-minute circuit. All of it is there for you. There's so much equipment, you're never waiting for anything. Even when some idiot's on the treadmill for 95 minutes. Doesn't matter. There's treadmills all over the place that are open that you can go to. I'll never be a member at another gym. Never. Planet Fitness for me forever. Forever, ever, forever, ever. Yes. PlanetFitness.com or pull in the parking lot. You can join there. It's Planet Fitness, Darren McCarty.
Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential. Dude,
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Burgers and chicken sandwiches are taking over at Big Boy. Try our new pretzel bacon cheeseburger. Turn up the heat with Bob's Hot Chicken Sandwich. Upgrade those regular fries with our chili cheese fries or loaded baked potato fries. Hit your sweet tooth with funnel cake fries or Reese's chocolate peanut butter thunder cake. Load up on all your favorites today at Big Boy.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
let's talk about an outdoor equipment company, official equipment provider of Woodward Sports, Michigan-grown, family-owned, bad boy mowers, tractors, steel handhelds, and even weed whippers. Right, Spenny? Almost got you. Oh, yeah, Liberty trailers, Generac generators, Snow X plows and salters. Outdoor Equip Co. has it all. Buy it, rent it, 0% financing. Delivery to your doorstep. OutdoorEquipCo.com. Tell them Big D Energy we sent you.
Keep Keeping it pushing, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Rhul, Darren McCarty, Big Mike Gentry, Spencer Raxter as well. Make sure you subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube page. Jump into the discussion. Bloody Mary, Neal, Ermanni is accurate about Laporta and Gibbs. We traded 6 to Arizona for 12 and 34. So we could have gotten, let me see here. Whoop, just rolled out on me. And I want to get this right. So we could have gotten Carter at 6 or Gibbs and Laporta. Thanks, Arizona. Ermanni was right about something?
So if that's the case, then even more so. No, thank you. Right? I'm even more with Brad Holmes, because if you're going to say Laporta and Gibbs, you see the way that this team has been set up. So it's trusting the guy who's putting it. Trusting Brad Holmes at the end of the day.
Bloody Mary said thanks, Arizona, on the end. But anybody notice about Arizona? Got the win over the Cowboys. We're up 3 scores on the Giants. Paris Campbell it for them? Like, seems to be.
Yeah.
They're not awful.
No, they're not terrible.
They're not an 0-17 team.
Yeah.
So maybe it was the right move for them.
Probably. I mean, they need the help on offensive line.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
So maybe it was. I don't know.
Maybe they're still all in on Kyler.
They had the lead over Washington.
They do have Clayton Tune waiting in the wings.
I know. When is it Tune time?
It should be Tune time.
When we
all
going
the
to
time.
Toonville?
It should be Tune time all the time.
It should be. You're right. You're not wrong. Let's just say it like that.
50 poll right now.
We put it in the chat. You can only choose one that you get for the rest of your life. You can only ban one. You banning calls from Racide, or you banning comments from Cats. And it is a barn burner. Too close to call.
Too close to call.
Our polling stations say that it's too close to call, but we'll keep counting. We'll keep counting the votes.
It comes down to it, yeah.
Yep. We'll keep counting. We'll keep counting. People will keep voting, and we'll keep counting. That dude on CNN. We're going to keep counting the votes.
The Cats Rod show. Imagine that. Those two in flannel. That'd be must not watch TV.
Look, I mean, minute by minute, calls from Racide go to 52-48. Then Catsbot comes back, and look at this is enchanting.
This is electric stuff.
I voted for Cats just for the fact that somebody else said it. Man, it just makes me feel so much smarter. And what I think, and plus 1 o'clock comes a lot quicker.
That's fair.
People are voting hot and heavy. 51-49 favor of banning comments from Catspot. Now 52.
No, this is you can only receive one. So
same thing.
They want the comments from Cats.
No, that's you're using words and trying to trick people, aren't you, Spenny?
No. You can only choose.
You can only have one. You can only get one.
All right. So you can only get one for the rest of your life. A comment from Cats or calls from Racide. Comments from Cats are going to win that one.
It's close.
I heard Racide call into another network yesterday.
He did.
And got obliterated.
Too funny.
No, it absolutely was too funny. Hey, let's get into this, because we're talking a lot of Lions-Packers. Christian Watson and Aaron Jones. And to land the plane, this just broke too, Spenny. I saw on Twitter from The Athletic, Nicole Arbach says that Michigan State is moving to terminate Mel Tucker today, officially.
Okay.
So that is out there. So it sounds like today will be the last day on the job for Mr. Mel Tucker. Yep.
Yeah.
He's going to get something, though.
Yeah, he will.
What's your number to pay and make it go away?
Don't care.
It's 25.
What do you think, Spenny?
It'll probably be 30. Close to half, I would assume.
Close to half?
Yeah.
You?
In that same threshold. And you know what your leadership should do?
Pay it.
Cut the check and move on.
Yep.
You got a $40 million gift. $50 million gift. Cut the check and move on.
Just quick, any inkling on where they're going from here? Because I haven't heard anything. Like where are they? Because we brought this up. But like, where do they go?
I think that Spenny, who do you want him to hire? Real quick.
Urban Meyer.
That's what you want. Okay. Yes. And I'm with you. Whoever it is, because I don't think the candidate pool is as limited as everybody else does.
No.
When you come to market with $9 or $10 million, You get your calls accepted.
Yeah.
And I think you would be stunned at the level of names that would take that call.
Mm-hmm.
I heard people talking about like Marcus Freeman at Notre Dame making $3-4 million bucks.
Yeah.
And I don't give a shit where you are. If you're making $3 or $4 million bucks and someone calls offering you 10, and I got the hammer, because I got the hammer in that situation. You're gonna offer me 10, I want 7, and it's all guaranteed, all of it. You see what I'm saying, D-Mac? And if you're Michigan State, you should say, "Oh, it's funny that the plane's in the air. We have the contract. It'll be there in 22 minutes. Meet you on the tarmac."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I would handle it. But that's just me. I think there are more doors open. Now, would a coach take it? I don't know. But you're going to have to. You know what Michigan State football is? They're the Detroit Tigers in 2003.
Mm-hmm.
Where you're so
That bad?
toxic.
Yeah,
You're so toxic right now that the only thing you can do is buy your way out of it. Wheezy D313, please take this poll down because I choose death.
I ended the poll and it ended 50-50.
We've never in the history of this show, that is the first ever poll that ended 50-50 to this day on this show. Of course, it was which one would you choose? A call from Racide or a comment from Brandon Katz, and it's 50-50. So we got nowhere.
It's fair.
We'll have to have a recount.
Yeah.
Maybe tomorrow. But yeah, that was it. Sue Yu says Urban is the only alpha hire. Owns Michigan in the Big Ten. That's the hill you're dying on, Spenny?
I would love Urban Meyer.
If it can't be Urban Meyer, who would you go for?
I like Brian Hartline, the offensive coordinator at OSU. Marcus Freeman wouldn't be bad. Mike Ilko from Duke is a guy that I would look at. There's a couple dudes out there, but
and you can get them.
Yeah.
At first, I was thinking about it, and I was like, no one's coming to save you. But your organization, your college, they have to do what they've never done before and be bold and call the shots and roll in with the money. Pull up to Mike Elko's house or Urban Meyer's house in a convertible with the dollar bills flying out of the back of it and say, get in the car. We're going to East Lansing.
Do it.
Spenny, this is a crossroads for your program, man.
Yeah, for sure.
This is a crossroads. And their action is, I would think that their action would dictate season ticket holder sentiment, donor sentiment, all of it. To quote my friend, Mr. Darren McCarty, the only way for Michigan State is through.
The only way out is through, baby.
It's true.
So
they put their heads down. So, but doesn't, like you said, cut the check today, and it's move on to the next one. So Mel Tucker's gone today. Now, what's the solution? And hopefully, they've already brainstormed that.
Yeah.
And I was waiting for this. Gentle comedian. I haven't seen you in here before, and I hate when things start like this because you're here, you're watching. I appreciate it, man. I am thankful. He says, the fact you're talking about Urban is incredible with what you are currently dealing with. Gentle comedian, let's just put this out there on the table right now. Who cares?
Yep.
Who cares? This isn't about morals. This isn't about being upstanding in the community. It's about winning football games. It's about competing for national titles. And Michigan State's only way to do that. Remember, too, this playoff's jumping up to 12 teams.
Yep.
Michigan State's only way to do this, they get one shot at this right here. The only way for them to be in those waters is to go get the best football coach. Period. Not the best football coach that makes you feel good. Not the best football coach that you say, man, I'd really like that football coach to raise my children. No, that's not what we're talking about here. Look at these TV contracts. Look at them. You're swimming in the deepest waters right now. You're either going to get swallowed up or you're going to do the hunting. One of the two. And I know that everybody wants things to feel good all the time, but this ain't it. You get one shot at this, Michigan State. You got to be bold and go get somebody and make them come coach your program. Give them no other choice. Make them do it. So, gentle comedian, I understand like the temperature of the room and all that stuff, but none of that matters, man. You either want to win football games or you want to be, it's such a feel-good story over there. We're so great in the community because you can't have both. Because guess what? Most coaches are assholes. They are. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. You can't say a word to that. Most of them are pretty bad people. So you know what? Either you want to win or you don't. What do you want to do, Michigan State?
Do you think Urban Meyer first off would entertain the conversation?
For $10 million? 7 years guaranteed?
You think 10's enough? With what he's got going on? I don't know. I think so at the end of the day, he's would be your number one candidate, money aside.
Mine too, yeah. Joe Westfall. Neal, if that's the case, hire Art Briles. Spenny, if you hire Art Briles, I guarantee you a national championship.
Yes.
Didn't hesitate.
You could hire Satan himself if you guarantee
Kim Jong-un.
a national championship. Yeah.
Hitler.
Jeff Dahmer.
Hitler.
Yeah, if you win a national championship.
Yeah, I got your ass. Ha ha! You've been trying to get me on that.
That one might be too far. But you can hire.
But anyone south of that.
At least we set boundaries.
If you tell me you're winning a national championship, you could hire Satan himself, and I'm cool with it as long as he wins a national championship.
Yes. Gentle comedian. MSU is an American university, not a minor league sports team. You're right, it's not a minor league sports team. It's a major league sports team. Look at the TV contracts. This isn't school. Why is everybody caught up with that? Why around your program is everybody caught up with that?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I just want to win.
There we go.
I just want to win games.
There we go.
Give me Vlad the Impaler.
Whoever it takes, man.
Give me Vlad the Impaler if he wins a national championship.
Step down from Hitler.
Yeah.
Okay. How'd you like to see famous athletes like Jim Harbaugh, Darren McCarty, and Braylon Edwards play golf with average Joes? Thanks to Randy Wise Automotive and Woodward Sports, you'll be able to do just that. It's the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour. Make the wise choice and pay attention to Woodward Sports. And you can check out the Jim Harbaugh episode is up there. We'll be having more of it. And get involved and check out the Randy Wise Automotive Team Celebrity Golf Tour.
The Sports Marketing Agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Just in time for football, Glorious Cannabis is dropping a new ice water bubble hash infused pre-roll called Honolulu Blue. It smells so good, it's like the whiff of the first playoff win in 31 years. Gassy, aggressive strain named in honor of Detroit football. If you haven't had one of these ice water pre-rolls, they're delicious. You're missing out. So smooth. Buy them at Dispo Dispensary for 25% off. Code word Woodward Glorious. www.gloriouscanna.com.
Keeping it pushing here. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Rhul, Darren McCarty, Spencer Raxter, Big Mike Gentry as well. And Mason Leach, Jim Harbaugh, and Nick Saban are probably the most morally right coaches, yet they win. Dumb take, Neal. He lied to the NCAA. He just got suspended for 3 games, but he's the most morally right coach. You're right, Mason. Oh, tell me how it was a cheeseburger. Tell me that. No, it's not the cheeseburger. It's lying about the cheeseburger. So stop with that. None of the coaches are morally right. You can't be to win in that. You can't be. You can't be to win in that space. I knew somebody was going to say that. The most morally right coaches. Yeah, Nick Saban's the most morally right. We got to stop this name, image, and likeness. Not because I want to protect the kids, but because my advantage is gone, and now I'm just a regular program. Stop me when I say something wrong here.
Proving to be factual on the field.
Wow, we're just brand new into this name, image, and likeness space, and Alabama's just regular all of a sudden. Really wild. So the most morally standing. Okay, Mason Leach. Jesus Christ. All right. So, yes, talking about the Lions here, talking about the Packers and everything that is going along. And, oh, by the way, too, after the game is over tomorrow, Woodward Sports Network, your home for the Lions post-game show. Maz. Tap in instantly. Maz, Stick, special guest, right after the game. Everyone, it's either going to be Kool-Aid bonging or SOLing. There's 2 camps tomorrow. That is it. Go to Woodward Sports for the Lions post-game show. Thousands of people will be in there watching. Tap into that, get your thoughts out there, and get the engine rolling. Can't wait for tomorrow.
Yeah, Matt's will have to have a nap tomorrow. He'll be up past his bedtime for sure.
Yes.
But he'll be here.
No, but he will. But he will be there. So that's what it is. What do you got?
That's who you comment. Urban slays young poo and he's Chad. Higher alphas.
Okay. All right. Somewhere not sure where to go from. Not sure where to go from that one.
That's a good comment.
Yeah, I know. Brandon Katz. Bad take by Neal. Alabama program was in decline before name, image, and likeness. Oh, they were? Because they only won half of the last decade of national titles, right? There were a big decline there for Alabama. All right, look. Talking about injuries and for the Lions, and it sounds like Dan Campbell said Taylor Decker's trending towards playing. David Montgomery is trending towards playing. On the Packer side, Christian Watson trending towards playing. Aaron Jones trending towards playing. I want to do the Lions side of this first, D-Mac. And then when we come back on the other side of the break, I want to talk about the Packer side of it. Who do you need? If you're Lions fans, who do you need? Who has to be back for this team to run as well as it can run?
Decker.
Bingo.
100%. Because you put Penny back on the right? It just sort of solidifies that line. You know, Montgomery in Lambo, obviously being able to be the bell cow runner up the middle, you're going to need those yards. But, you know, with Decker in there, I think that obviously gives you more versatility. You're back to having your offensive line as your asset. And, you know, we're going to see them open up. Whether Montgomery's in there, Gibbs is going to, you got to assume Gibbs is going to continue to get, more play. So to me, number one is Decker. You'd love to have them both back. I think that out of the guys that are out, those are the, especially on offense, because as I mentioned at the beginning of the program, just, some people were questioning, 20 points, and at different times the offense looked a little suspect. But when you're rotating in your number one asset on your offense and your offensive line, you get the stalwart back at left tackle. It's a no-brainer.
And I'm surprised the amount that Montgomery's getting in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. For me, you guys know where I'm going to go with this. The Lions' offensive line, when healthy, is a top 5. You can't argue. I'll argue top 3. Maybe we can have some words about it. But whatever. Top 5 unit in the game, in the NFL. They are top 5. So therefore, if I can get one of my anchor pieces back on that top 5 unit, because, and again, I know we went through this earlier about how it doesn't matter, like last year, last year's game, this game tomorrow night's in a vacuum. last year we can talk about it. And you said, preparation-wise game plan. That's just from you, playing in professional sports. Silly reasons. But sure, that might have an impact. But when you kick this ball in the air, it's got no implications on what happens tomorrow. And I just like the fact that with this Lions offensive line, I don't care what you want to do as a defense. Like, if you want to stop the Lions' rushing attack, I don't care. The Lions have proven, after going a decade without being able to run the football, 115 to 160 rushing yards is a non-negotiable with the Lions' offensive line intact and healthy. And guess what? They did it again against Atlanta without it being healthy and intact. D-Mac, it is a non-negotiable. You get 120 yards rushing with the Lions' offensive line. That's it. That's all. Catchphrase.
And that's without your number one, bell cow and David Montgomery. And I think we can all understand, because of the eyeball test of watching him run the football, he falls forward for 2-3 yards. I mean, it's something that you love to see, because everywhere that Montgomery goes, he's going forward. He doesn't go back, even in the backfield getting tackled. I think Gibbs is going to get better. I think that, somebody brought up in the chat the job that Cordy Sorsdahl did at right tackle, not even playing there. Well, yes, the more you get guys back, the more you make him an imperative part of your rotation. That just makes you stronger, to your point of what you said. So, yeah, it's nice. That was a big thing. Even last week, lose Montgomery and whatever it is on Gibbs and whatever else, you still ran for 100 yards. And late in the game, and I don't care if the defense was tired or whatever else, that's part of the game. The attrition of the game is putting your will on them until the fourth quarter. So if that's the formula, then keep to it.
Wheezy D313, that is kind of crazy. I really forgot how bad we used to be running the ball. Wow. We went like 6 years without a 100-yard rusher.
Yeah.
Like, it was a long time, man. And now it's 120 rushing yards every game at a minimum. Go look it up. Give me Taylor Decker. Give me Taylor Decker back tonight. And I think that all questions are answered tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Just with Taylor Decker back. That would make me feel so much better about their chances tomorrow. Just if Taylor Decker plays.
It's more, and because you know what, Neal? Because your offensive line is your security blanket, right? Out of this team. Because it's supposed to be your best, like you said, arguably top 5. When your top dogs are in there, especially like everything else, your left tackle, your right tackle, and your center, I'm willing to go wherever with guard play, but to have those 3 guys there, that's your backbone.
No, it is.
Of your team and of your confidence. So look forward to seeing Taylor Decker out there and warm up and ready to go.
I also saw a tweet from Justin Rogers that said, Decker said his ankle might effing hurt, but he plans to play Thursday. Training staff has been holding him out. It's a high ankle sprain with a bone bruise.
Those suck, bro.
He played 50 snaps on it in Kansas City.
Those are thank goodness that medical wonders will make it so it won't hurt during the game. But a high ankle sprain, you'd almost rather break your
with
ankle.
A bone bruise.
You'd rather break your ankle. That's got to be tough because slugging in the trenches too, you're going to get kicked the whole game. So, and I don't think, for lack of a better term, we really understand how tough these offensive linemen really are. This
is a hockey player saying that, by the way.
Yeah.
Just remember that. You guys get 20 stitches and miss a shift.
It's a different kind.
You guys are animals.
We're more psychotic tough.
You're animals.
We're more psychotic tough.
We're
like the honey badger. We just won't go away.
What about this here? WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Wheezy again. No, Decker. Take the extra 10 days. If this were Atlanta, I would say yeah. But guys, see, losing this one's not the end of the world like losing Atlanta would have been. It's not. Losing tomorrow is not the end of the world. However, winning it could be the beginning of the end for a division championship.
No, you take.
God damn! I just got goosebumps saying that.
With what Chicago's dealing with. You look at where Minnesota's at, and then you can push Green Bay behind you and hold the tiebreaker. That's the biggest thing.
It's a 2-horse race right now for the NFC North already here in Week 4. It's the Lions and the Packers. That's all there is. Those are the only two teams that can win it. You can put a hurt on them right now because you got the return game here at Ford Field on Thanksgiving. You can seize control of this tomorrow night. I'm starting to get D-Mac, just in this last 4 minutes. We're doing this when we come back. Sports marketing agency. I am getting stoked before your very eyes right now.
Stoke not scared, baby. Brick it up. Looks like Neal's getting bricked up. Stoke not scared.
I'm calling it an audible when we come back. Sports
Stoke
marketing
not
agency.
scared.
They spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. The podcast, This is the S Word, helps address the stigma associated with seeking help. If you are struggling or some you know are struggling, thesportsma.com, the sports marketing agency, they're here to help.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, September 13th.
Join now at any Metro Detroit location. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
It's the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour.
You're a good coach, Tim. Oh, great shot.
Some of the biggest names in Michigan sports, and some, well, not so much.
Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, shit. Go in.
Watch episodes at woodwardsports.com. Neal Rhul here for the Academy of Warren, kindergarten through 8th grade, that features AM/PM latchkey, small classroom sizes, a learning street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Hope Mifflin curriculum, academic games, and kindergarten through 8th grade athletics that are played in a brand new state-of-the-art sports dome with a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, and soccer field that also can be used for 7-on-7 football. Take a look at it, academyofwarren.net. Still time to enroll. I know school started, but you can get into academyofwarren.net. Enroll today. Coming down the stretch, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Rhul, Darren, McCarty, Big Mike Gentry, Spencer Raxter. I do this job a little bit differently than some might do. And you guys have seen it happen before, and it just happened now. Where D-Mac, I don't give into emotion, but I get emotional.
Fair enough.
That's fair, right?
Sports fan.
It's part of the human experience.
You're a Detroit native.
Yep.
I mean, you're allowed.
Yeah, been watching this team since I can remember.
You don't let it impede your professionalism.
No, I don't.
But
do we understand what's on the line tomorrow? Do we understand what this is? Do we understand what's at stake? This is more now. And yes, it's more than the Kansas City game right now because of what's on the line. Like the Kansas City thing where I got all hyped up, that was idealistic. That was national brand. That was, I want to arrive on the scene. That shit's over now. This is about winning a division. This is about hosting a playoff game. And we can grab this division and take charge of it tomorrow, D-Mac. We're the boss. We get a win tomorrow, we're the boss.
Facts. It's actual. And you set yourself up so far to put yourself in this position. Your goals, right? We hear it out of not only just the fans, but out of Allen Park and the Lions every day. NFC North, right? Home playoff game. Let's win a playoff game. These are the things that you have to accomplish on your way to getting to that goal. You don't take care of these games and have the opportunity. What I look at it, Neal, as is the same thing. You got things taken care of against Kansas City, and then you came home and you didn't take care of things against Seattle. but you regrouped, didn't make the same mistake, came out, played a solid game against Atlanta. Now, to be that team, if you want to get to that next level, you have to know how imperative these games are, and you just have to flat out go out no matter what and win them. That's what part of being a champion is. You go in and win games maybe you're not supposed to win in hostile environments and stuff like that. It's irrelevant. The game is played, you go out and win no matter where it's played. So they put themselves in this position. Right now they got to go out and execute. And that's why you should be excited to be a Lions fan, because they are doing it. They're doing what they told you they were planning on doing, and that's something new.
Super Racide was in the chat, I saw, which I'm stunned after he got eviscerated on Detroit Sports Radio yesterday.
Can't read, apparently, because I told him to stop spamming the same messenger. He's going to get put in timeout, and he just kept doing it. So.
All right. But getting back of it, Lorena Rios, Neal, King of the Hill in Washington Township. I think there's one subdivision that's at a higher point than ours. Maybe I'll move into there. What do you think? BMG, you laughed at that. Maybe I should, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe I should. No, but I don't get the feeling that we fully understand what's riding tomorrow. Spenny, you get it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Am I overstating this? Guys, I'm telling you that you win this game tomorrow, I bet you're minus 300 to win the division. Like, I think that moves the line to that. It would at my sports book.
Well, yeah, because you put a fork in Chicago and Minnesota.
They're done.
Right?
It's over.
Right? Absolutely. And the fact that Green Bay, I like the call that the fact that tomorrow. Do you like the fact? I guess maybe I should ask you guys. Do you like the fact that we're going into Lambeau with the weather the way that it is at this time of year? Do you think that plays better for us than going in later in the season?
Sure.
Right? So again, I would...
Because I think personnel, we're better than they are. I don't want any evening factors.
And you want this smoke. And you know what? These guys are excited. I'm telling you what's going on. These guys are excited because they know what it's like to go into Kansas City in week 1 and win. Right? The disappointment of what they did against Seattle, they came back and they attest to that. They want to get back. And this team, how wild is this? We were talking about not having a 100-yard rusher, which we expect every time we go out now. Right? How about winning on the road? We were never able to win on the road for years. And now, you know what? Winning on the road might be a backbone for this team. Now you're going to have to take care of your home games, but it's not like we're going on the road in the past and have no shot to win. We're talking Arrowhead. We're talking Lambeau. Doesn't get much bigger than that.
Where else is there to go?
Does not get much bigger than that. And you understand how to play like that. Be in the road. See, here's the concept, right? You want to be like 700 at home and 500 on the road.
Singles. Go ahead.
No, just if you can be better than that, you set yourself up. I am.
You're feeling it. I got you going, didn't I, D-Man?
Let's do it.
Let's get
We want the smoke. I guarantee everybody getting on that plane today isn't overconfident or whatever. They're excited. They're excited of what they're building. They're pushing each other. They're raring to go because they realize, right, of what's at stake. Task at hand. They haven't hid from it. Dan Campbell, he hasn't hid his team from what they're up against every week and the splash that they can make and how they're viewed. Now it's about grasping that and going out and proving it. And
you're here for it.
I am. I'm here for it because I like what I've seen. Right? And it hasn't been all 100% PT, right? There's questions, but they play through it and they answer the questions. You nailed it, Neal. Detroit Lions are a better team than the Green Bay Packers roster-wise, talent-wise, and everything else. Hopefully we get Decker back, which is number 1, and Montgomery, and we'll see how it plays out, but I'm excited and stoked, not scared, bricked up, whatever you want for tomorrow's game, because this is reality. This ain't going into the first game of the year and going, I hope and I think we can win and do it, and then figuring out a way to do it. These guys are ready. And they need this to take that step.
Singles. Tomorrow night's victory against the Packers will signify the beginning of our dominance in the division for years to come. Goosebumps. And I don't think, and that was part of my nuance with this was I want people to realize what's on the line tomorrow. You win, You're 3-1. You have the tiebreaker over Green Bay. They're coming back to your place where you can finish them off on Thanksgiving. There are questions about Green Bay. There are. People were poking holes about, they lost to that Falcons team. That Falcons team that we dominated, they lost to that team. Lost a lead to them. It was a one-score game against the Bears in the fourth quarter. That was brought to my attention. The Saints, David Carr had to be taken out of the game. The Jameis Winston experience didn't pay off. The Jameis Winston coin flip didn't pay off. That's the way it works. What's that?
Not in game one.
Not in game one, which means it's going to work in game two.
That's true.
Because that's the way that it is.
And here's the thing: Kyle Vaughn brings it up, and he says the Lions will break Green Bay's will tomorrow. No, they have the ability to really tell the NFC North, right, that we're here and we ain't going anywhere. Isn't that what you say? It's a statement game in that aspect.
Yes.
100 million%.
With this, and remember this too, guys, and this is where my Kansas City theory does hold up. Every game they play this year is a statement game for this franchise and for the fan base and everybody affiliated with it. 1991, everybody. Every game is a statement game. You take control of everything in this division if you win tomorrow. You take control of it. Damn.
Dude, and if you want to look fly while taking control of it, while watching, while sitting here at our live stream, because the boys will be all fired up in the studio, make sure you tune in to watch before. Hey, why don't you stop next door, come to Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience. You can register to win a trip of your dreams, all expenses paid, suite to 2024 NCAA basketball tournament. That's right, no expenses paid for you and 5 of your best buds. Lady Jane's Haircut from Rent, open 7 days a week, walking anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com. as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
When buying or selling real estate, flexibility and control over the sales process is key. That is exactly what Mark White and Sales Associates offer. It's the Mark White minute-to-minute listing agreement. Make sure you guys check it out. Try Mark White's risk-free minute-to-minute listing agreement today. Looking to buy or sell real estate, visit markwhitesells.com or call 248-290-8242. It's markwhitesells.com where flexibility meets success.
Final segment of the show already. One more sleep. One more sleep. By the way, spend tonight watching Detroit City FC against Colorado Springs on ESPN+.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, Neal, Steve O'Beatty says you act like Green Bay versus the Lions is a Super Bowl game.
It is.
It is. That's what we're trying to tell you.
Until the
Every
next
game
one.
is.
Until the next Super Bowl game that they have. No, it is. You win this game, you're 3 times more likely to win the division. That's the reality of the sitch right here. I'm sorry, Spinny, I cut you off, man. What did you have to say? It sounded like
I get to go back to the gym today.
You gotta go back to the gym?
I get to.
Oh, you get to.
Yeah, it's
All
been a
right.
week. Tattoos starting to heal, so
Let's go, Spenny.
He's
back. Get it back in, everybody. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Lorena Rios. Neal, is Boone your son?
You guys,
Well, all right, hey, Spenny.
I can see it.
Everybody at Woodward is my sons, and I ain't talking about Phoenix. All right, we talked about that on Sunday as well.
That's fair.
Got bars for days, BMG.
Wow.
He does kind of look like
He could. There could be some relative relations there. Maybe not his son, but You know, maybe.
If I'm 47-15, I'm everybody's father.
Yeah, Daddy, bring it. Get right. He's just not that guy.
Not except for that
Everybody
guy's
but
father.
that guy. Not him.
You know what? Somebody brought it up earlier. They said there was no Wednesdays with flannel today. And you know what the reason was behind that? I forgot.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just like he should have forgot to take that selfie right there.
Yeah.
But he did.
He did not.
He did not. Absolutely. Hey, Detroit Lions insiders, everybody. we got to chip in and get Spenny that hat for Christmas.
Absolutely.
So awesome.
I think we'll do that.
Okay.
We'll get that done. Well, can you fit into a fitted hat or no?
8 1/4.
I don't know. My dad got me one of the expandable or like one size fits all hats, and it fits.
Does it?
There's a Lions one. Yeah.
So like a snapback hat will fit you?
Depends.
Jesus
It
Christ.
depends.
Dude,
Ray got me this one for my birthday, and it's like specifically made for big heads.
Yeah, but you just took 2 pounds of hair off.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. It depends.
That's why
Would
you're
you
so
shave
smart,
your-
spending a lot of brain power up
Would
there,
you
kid.
would you shave your head to wear a Cox hat?
No.
Think about it now.
It's true, but no.
All right. Hey,
tie it back.
I told you we're doing Lions coverage better than anybody in this city. That is factual. Woodward and Maine, our own Detroit Lions insider show. Gabby D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster. Tuesdays 7 to 8, Sundays 8 to 9. Get it in there. They're doing it better than anybody else. Go to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel and fire that show up. It is Woodward and Maine, your Lions Insider show. I continue to get stoked for tomorrow.
Yeah, because you realize, because here's the thing, Neal. It's reality, right? The fact that how we've broken it down and what we're talking about with the guys there is because it's real, right? What we're feeling is real. They're going to go in there. They know what task at hand. Everything we're talking about, I'm sure, is being preached. Right? About taking over the division. This is where we wanted to be. Stuff like that. Bouncing back. You know, we got to build on this. Come on, D. You got to set the tone. If our D is setting the tone for our team, right, instead of our offense, which has sort of led the way, now you're really legit.
Bob M says, Neal, you don't get it. How many times have we got our hopes up for a division only to be kicked in the pills? I like when people say pills. Kicked in the pills at the end. We're just cautiously optimistic. So, Bob M, you're scared, not stoked. And that's okay. But, Bob M, this is all part of the greater plan here. Let me explain it a little bit. That's why Atlanta was must win. And Green Bay it's not must win. It'd be nice to win. You're not dead if you don't win it. But if you do win it, you grabbed everybody by the balls. That's the way it is.
Here's the thing, Neal. Like when you're looking at the schedule or whatever and stuff like this, and if you're breaking it down like we used to break it down in hockey to 5-game segments, and you want to be 3-2, 4-1 over those segments. In 4-game segments in the NFL, if you can be 3-1,
job's done.
You've put yourself in a position to succeed, and the goals that you put up, when you put goals at hand, think about it for anybody else. Doesn't matter what walk of life you're in. When you set goals for yourself and you can attain those goals, you've put yourself in that position. That's what they've done. And the great teams don't wallop these opportunities. We had this opportunity first home game against Seattle, failed. But we bounced back. We don't make the same mistake. Came back, won the home game. Now we got to continue to go on the road and be that team. I would love, right, if Detroit Lions not only are talked about as a serious contender in the North champion, but as legitimate, nobody wants to play them at home because they come in on the road with a better game.
Mike Bell on the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Most of you were scared after the Seattle game, if we are all being honest. And Mike, but that was the luxury the Chiefs win afforded you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's give and take as the schedule rolls on. Now, the Seattle loss made the Atlanta loss, or the Atlanta game, a must-win, which they did, so they got through with that. And the Atlanta game is a must-win to give you luxury here with the Packers.
Before we go, I
Yes.
do want to read some of these stats. I just found this tweet for you guys. It's pretty crazy. So, obviously, the Taylor Swift-Travis Kelce thing is happening.
Yes.
Since Taylor Swift showed up to Sunday's Chiefs-Bears game, 400% spike in Travis Kelce jersey sales, Travis Kelce's podcast ranks #1 overall on Apple. Kelce adds 383,000 Instagram followers. A 24.3 million viewer watch. It was the #1 game that week. 63% jump in female viewers ages 18 to 49. 3 times increase in Chiefs searches on the web. 3 times increase in Chiefs sales on StubHub. And Chiefs sold more tickets in a single day since the start of the season.
And Taylor Swift likes ketchup and ranch on her chicken nuggies.
It was the most watched game in NFL history by women 18 to 49.
That's
the
wild.
most watched game in history. Taylor Swift is underpaid.
Travis Kelce's making power moves.
He is.
Taylor Swift, we were talking about this before.
She's underpaid.
You brought up LeBron and Messi, and I said no. It's Michael Jackson. She is Michael Jackson of our, globally turns the knob.
Yes. I know that she's worth $750 million. I know she makes like $11 million per concert or whatever. She's underpaid. The army of fans that will follow her it's unprecedented. We've never seen anything like this. Hey, tomorrow, everybody, it's game time. For D-Mac, for Big Mike Gentry, Spencer Raxter, my name's Neal Rhul. Thanks for tapping in. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Well, see you later.